Hello YouTube, Hendrik here, also known as Bugs. I'm back with another episode of my InfoSec tutorial series. Since I am sort of on a vacation, I decided to tackle a lighter topic, LDAP description vulnerability. LDAP stands for Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. And on the right side you can see the Windows version of LDAP being the Active Directory. Now, as the name of LDAP indicates, it is a lightweight client-server protocol intended for accessing directory services, most likely X500. LDAP functions over TCP/IP or other connection-oriented transfer services. Now, this vulnerability actually exists because over time systems have migrated, and back in the days, system administrators figured like, we need to start thinking about our security, about our system security, and maybe we can implement some service accounts, which is, by the way, a perfectly good thing to implement within your network. However, they just made one account for the administration of, for example, a MySQL database. Now, the password for that single account had to be shared between multiple employees of the IT service. Therefore, they had to think of an idea to transfer the password in an easy manner. And they figured like, how can we do this? Well, we are the only one who can log in on the domain controller, so maybe we can just put it out there. And maybe we can just put it in the LDAP description. Like, we are the only one who can log into the domain controller, so who else would be able to read it? And so actually happens. A best practice, or it's actually not best practice since you know it's a vulnerability, was to set the password for a service account in the description. As we can see here, the password for the MySQL admin user is homelab Hendrik 4. Now, they didn't only do this for service accounts. They also used it for new accounts, a default account. You will make a copy of the new account and set the password to welcome12 for that particular organization, of course. Now, doing some enumeration, when you know it's welcome12, you can go and enumerate all the users. Does anyone have the default password still in place? Maybe someone hasn't changed it. However, this is a really easy way to upgrade your privileges from nowhere within the network to becoming a system user or becoming a service account, where from you can do some malicious stuff, of course, again. Now, let's dive into a demo and let's see how we can actually read the LDAP descriptions from being just a user that's connected to the same network but not in the same domain. Diving into this demo, we have obtained a position in the network. So we do not have any domain user credentials, domain administrator credentials, we do not have any credentials, but we did manage to get onto the Wi-Fi, and we have obtained an IP address 10.0.0.7 in a /24 network. We can ping to the domain controller, so we know he is reachable. Now we want to dump the LDAP. We first need the naming context -h, then 004-x-s base naming contexts. We receive DC homelab DC local. This might be different on the situation. This is just the current domain, and we are about to fill this one in. Like, we do not need to retrieve the base naming context, but we want to provide homelab local, and we want to filter all person objects. This can be done using object category equals person. Now, if we go through this, let's start on top. Alright, we have our first user, Jan Jansen. Of course, this isn't something we had modified. We have our second user, Max Mustermann. we have John Doe, and here we have MySQL admin. And as you can see, the description over here just says password homelab Hendrik 4. Scrolling down any further, we should also see new account indeed over here. New account, description, password, welcome12. Now you can disable this in multiple ways. First thing, you do not want anonymous logon read access in your domain controller setup. So let's move on to the domain controller. Let's move on to our group policy OU. Let's go to properties, security, advanced. First thing, just, where is he? Here. Just remove this one. Just saves you so much pain in the ass. So let's apply this one. Alright. And the second thing you should do is to go to ADSEE edit.msc. Let's go. And we want to connect to configuration. So connect to, of course, this one, but we are about to edit it to configuration. We move into our configuration, continue, go to services, go to Windows NT, right click on directory service, go to properties, and change the DS heuristics value to clear, not set. Apply this one, and now you should be all good to go. We can test it one more time. ldapsearch-h for host 10004-x-base name and context DC homelab local, and we want to retrieve all persons that are in there, and we see we do not receive any anymore. So just if you're doing a penetration test, make sure you just check this one. Maybe due to some migrations to newer systems, this might be a vulnerability in some older systems. If it's not, at least you tried and you retrieved some further information, perhaps on what user accounts are in the domain. I would like to thank you for your attention, and I see you in the next video. Thank you.